My inspiration for today's art piece is this frozen stream. I just love the crispy air and the sound of the water flowing along with all the ice. It was just a beautiful walk in the woods in the middle of the winter. So I really hope you find this one fun. So for this paint pour, I'm attempting to channel some of those colors and the feeling that I got when I was in the middle of the woods. So I've started this pour. It's a open cup pour, and I put some some of my dark blue in the bottom. And then I've just mixed up a bunch of different colors. So this is kind of making a bit of a foresty green. So I'm going to put some of that in on top of there, and then I've also mixed up some brighter foresty green that I also put a little bit of metallic green in this so that it will give it a bit of a sparkle, because I find when I'm in the middle of the forest on an icy day, there's so much ice and so much sparkle. And then I put in a few different color blues to make this a lighter blue. So I've got the dark blue on the bottom, and then a bit of a lighter blue on top here. And then I've also mixed up some gold and brown and a bit of sparkle and metallic here as well to put some brown there. And of course what's going on top is my white, because there's so much ice flowing, and so this may not look like the icy waterfalls at all, but I'm going to give it a try. I think I need a bit more white. It's starting to flow out from underneath the bottom of the cup already. Now, I'm kind of guessing on the amount of paint here. I'm hoping that's enough. If not, I'll do some free pouring and add some more paint. Just let that sit for a few minutes. I find it so interesting what's coming out here already. Might tilt it a little bit and let it run around on top of the tile. This is an 8" by 8" tile, and I did put a coat of white paint on top of it, just because I thought that might help coat this a little bit. I don't think it makes any difference. Sometimes I paint my tiles, sometimes I don't. This is really fascinating. So what I'm going for is that feeling of bubbles that come up when the brook is bubbling through in the middle of the winter and there's so much ice. And so I think I'll just run this around a little bit. And I also added a bit of silicone to all of these paints because I wanted more of the paint bubbling up. Oh man, this is really pretty. So for an 8" by 8" tile, I don't think I've used enough paint. But you know, I think I'll just free pour some more paint along the sides here. And see what I get. Some of that blue. Because this is like the sides of the stream, so I think that will work. And I have some greens on the sides of the stream. Even though it's the winter time, you still, I find, get a bit of that mossy green. And then this is just a mixture of grays and greens that get some of that wintry look. And of course the goldy browns. So this might be neat with getting the bubbles in the middle and then the sides of the stream. And of course the white, because it's the ice all over everything that is really happening here. That's so interesting. So we have all this ice that kind of flows out. Let's see what happens if I do this. So I think what I'm learning from this particular pour is that you can use a little bit more paint. Be generous with the paint. Although, because I didn't have enough paint and I added that paint onto the side, I'm fascinated with what I'm getting here, because I am getting that feeling of going down the stream, because there is a difference in the look of the sides of the stream and what's happening in the stream. Just don't particularly like what's happening over here. So I think I may add a little bit more white here and try to get a little bit more ice on top of this part of the stream. Because when you swipe like this, I'm doing a combination now of open cup pour and swipe. Turn this around this way. I can get a good angle here of getting some more ice on top of this part of the stream. This is bringing me back to the woods. I know I usually try to get back to the beach when I'm doing my art, but because what I have in mind today is being in the woods with the water running down the stream, that's the feel that I'm going for today, and this is definitely working. We're in the middle of a snowstorm here today, so doing a snowy, wintry piece in the middle of a snowstorm definitely works. Oh, I'm loving this. The colors in this are much brighter than what I actually saw when I was in the middle of the forest, but that's okay. I was going for a little bit more brightness. All right. I'll let that sit for a bit and see what happens. So now that this has dried a bit, I'm just loving it. I really like how the colors have deepened after they've dried, especially along here. You've got these dark greens and blues and golds, and it's dried with some texture. I think because the paint was a little bit thick, so it's really working nicely for that bottom part of an icy stream in the winter. But my favorite is the white. All of this white looks so much like the frozen ice on top of the water. So I put 2 coats of Minwax on here to harden the surface of the painting, and I'm going to embellish it with some sea glass, because this ice bit actually looks like sea glass. So I'm going to put white and aqua white bits of sea glass on here to emphasize all of the ice in the stream, and I think it will work really nicely. So I'm searching through my pieces of small sea glass to look for pieces of sea glass that kind of mirror what's happening in the ice here in my painting. And it just is going to add yet another layer of texture to this painting. I think this will work really well. So I'm really pleased with the addition of the white sea glass on this painting. If you look closely, you can see how it's just added another layer of texture and some real dimension. And the sea glass itself looks just like broken bits of ice on top of the frozen stream. So I'm really pleased with that. So I really hope you enjoyed this project. I'm going to try another one where I try to capture the essence of the frozen waterfalls. So join me for my next video and I'll show you that. So until next time, I really hope you make it out to the beach, and happy sea glass hunting.